I've been watching One Piece, which I said for a long time I'd probably never watch because it's like 1,000 episodes. It's absurd, dude. But now that I'm doing cardio again, I kind of need something that's just absurdly long. So I could just like watch an episode or two while I'm doing cardio. That's what I've been doing with it. And I don't know. I guess I was hoping that it would be a little better. Like I've had a lot of people tell me it's a slow start. So, that's probably just what it is. But I don't know what a slow start is considered when you have 1,000 freaking episodes, Like I don't really know what people consider slow. And I have some people telling me I should skip this and this and this, and then I'm not planning on skipping anything. Normally, like if I'm like actually just watching an anime, I skip stuff. Like I'll skip filler. I'll look up, an anime filler list. If I'm actually just like trying to watch a show, like I did it with Naruto, because an absurd amount of Naruto is filler. And but like since I'm using it as something that I'm just watching, like an attention deterrent while I'm doing cardio, I'm not planning on skipping anything unless it's like ridiculously boring to the point where it's no longer distracting me from cardio. Like if it's not doing its main purpose, then I might skip. But I'm not planning on skipping anything. I'm planning on just watching all this stuff. But I think I'm like 10 episodes in, so not very far. But one thing I'll say is that like I really like one thing I really like about the show is that they don't I hate it when shonen anime especially is like, "Oh yeah, we're not going to kill people. Like we're going to let everyone live even if they're bad guys and stuff." Like one thing I like right out the gate is they're just like, "Yeah, we'll kill them." Like we're not good guys. We're pirates. We're kind of bad guys. I like that about it. Instantly, that like got respect from me because I'm like, okay, cool. Like, because I was like, how is this Zoro guy? He's got like 3 swords. He's slicing dudes up. They're not like bamboo swords or something. Like, how is he not just brutally murdering people? And no, he's slicing dudes up. They're bleeding out and stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. I like this. I appreciate that. And Luffy like doesn't really care either. Like he'll straight up just like launch a cannonball at dudes. Like he's like, is that gonna possibly kill all of them? Yeah, maybe. But he doesn't fucking care. I like that. I appreciate that. It's easy to mess it up. What, like skipping episodes and stuff? That's why I'm not gonna skip anything. Because yeah, I've heard it'll flash back and then it'll show a character and then it'll flash forward and it'll show like the same character but now they're older or whatever, and like it'll tie in. So I guess filler for One Piece is 12 episodes, but most of them still tie in the story. Yeah, see, that is way shorter than Naruto. Naruto has entire seasons that are like filler. Like literal whole season will be filler. Luffy doesn't directly kill people. He'd rather destroy their dreams and make them restart. Based. That is based.
I'll get you to your floor on the double.
And I like how he's like, he's not really big with like a bunch of banter. There's not a ton of talking, which I like. Like, at least from Luffy, like, he's not really someone that goes on a bunch of diatribes, you know? Like, it's kind of a meme with Naruto, the talk no jutsu, you know, where he's like just talking to people and stuff. Like, there's a section where I think her name is Nami. She's like, you're a piece of shit. Maybe I should just kill you. Like, oh, pirates are pieces of shit. And he just walks right past her and he's just like, as if you could kill me. You know, and just like keeps going on with what he was gonna do. Like, he doesn't stop and like have this whole conversation with her about like, no, this is why I did it. You know, you have to understand. And like, even when she's like, well, I think it was her. She's like, oh, pirates, you know, killed someone dear to me. He's like, I don't feel like listening to that right now. Like, I don't want to hear about it. It's like, he's incredibly based. I find it really funny. It's a good like subversion to typical anime shit, you know? So I like it. Finally someone I can talk to about with One Piece. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take a while because I haven't done cardio in forever. So I'm like surprisingly out of shape.
I can take a hit.
Oh no, did I just hit a dude in the background? Oh no, I did. Wait, hopefully he'll be fine. Sorry.
Sublight Underground takes care of it.
Okay, we're good. That was weird. But yeah, it's gonna take a while. Like the first day I did cardio, I literally couldn't even get through one episode. Like, I was dying. Well, to be fair, I had a milkshake beforehand, which was a really bad idea. I had a milkshake right beforehand, and I was like so close to throwing up. Like, I was like about to throw up. Really not a good idea. I didn't even think about it at the time though. But yeah, I'm trying to do like an episode a day while I do cardio. At least one. And then I'll work up to like 2. And so on and so forth. But yeah, it's definitely gonna take me a while to get through it. That's why I was like, I need something I could watch like for a long time while I'm working out, because like I tried to do normal shows like a while ago. I tried to do normal shows. Like, I was trying to watch like Stranger Things, and I was like, one, this is just not really like keeping me involved the entirety, and 2, it's a freaking hour long. Like, every normal show is like an hour long these days. It's crazy. Like, whereas anime, like, you cut out the recap, intro, and outro, and you're looking at like 17 minutes, you know, sometimes shorter. Like, it's so nice. It's so nice. Because like for me, I go fast in cardio. Like, I go pretty fast. Like in a 19-minute episode, I'm looking at 2.5 miles already. So, you know, I try and keep a pretty solid pace. And that's with me just starting off. So, I mean, when I was like at my prime and I was running every single day, freaking when I was in Vegas, I was running outside. I was running outside every day, dude. Because we didn't have an elliptical or anything. I was at like a 6.5, 6 minute mile pace. So I'm nowhere close to that right now, but I'll get back to it for sure. Oh, you're still alive. Oh, really? Yeah, something slightly mindless is a good way of putting it.
Make it look so easy.
I don't know. For movies, I like it when they're canon, and they're almost never canon for animes. So I don't usually watch them unless they're canon. I mean, sometimes it can be fun. Like the My Hero movies are like fun, you know? And I really like My Hero, so like I've watched the My Hero movies. Oh, there's an invisible wall there. Gotcha. But like for like Bleach or something, I haven't watched the movies, or like Dragon Ball. I think the only one I've really watched is the canon one. Where they first introduced like Beerus and them.
Ew. How do they keep the fountain's juice fresh?
Just life.
Actually, never mind. I don't want to know.
You know, at the time when I was working in Vegas, I was doing full-time. I was a full-time student when I was running, and well, I was running every single day in Oregon, and then I moved to Vegas, and I was keeping up for a while of running every single day. And then it got to a point where I was, and people that have like followed the channel for a while will know this, but I got an internship with Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, and they were having me work just an absurd amount. Like they would call me at like 2 a.m. and they'd be like, hey, we need you to come in. Like, it was, so I was just not really sleeping a lot, and yeah, just not in like a really good point to where I could fit cardio in. And then when I got back into working out, which wasn't really until I moved to Arizona. So I moved to, I think it was Mesa, and I'd first moved to Arizona. Then I was really big on weightlifting. I wasn't into cardio. I didn't want to lose weight. I was really trying to gain weight. So I was really big onto like bulking and only heavy lifting, heavy weight, low reps, like just trying to maximize
Nice going.
how much weight I could gain. But since then, I've kind of just finally came to a conclusion in life that until my metabolism severely slows down, which probably will not happen until my 30s, I just can't eat enough to gain weight. Like, I cannot get big. And you know, I can be fit, I could be strong for my weight, but I cannot get big because I just don't have an appetite. I've never had an appetite, and so I just can't really, it's not feasible for me to get huge. So I've kind of accepted that now, and that's why I'm doing cardio and more like calisthenics and stuff like that, because just the body type that I have right now. I have a skinny guy body, you know, a lean body, so stuff like calisthenics and cardio. And I was talking to Jordan about this the other day on stream, but honestly, like, even when I was doing heavy weight training for a year straight, 4 times minimum a week, I was getting a lot of protein, and I went from like 110 pounds to 145 pounds, and I was in, you know, pretty fucking good shape. I was not like, I wasn't feeling the benefits as much as when you do cardio a lot. When you do cardio a lot, it literally feels like you have a superpower. Like when I was running every single day, I mean, it felt like I had a superpower. I could do anything and I would not be out of breath. And my resting heart rate would be absurdly low. And it just felt like I was a superhuman. Especially like when I compared myself around other people, like going upstairs or something like that. Like we go up 2 flights of stairs and people are out of breath and like my heart rate hasn't even increased an extra beat, you know? You feel like a superhuman. Whereas like when you're physically strong, it's very, very rare that you actually like feel that. At least in like my day-to-day life. Like it's almost non-existent. I mean, there'd be a couple situations like I'm carrying my PC upstairs or something, which isn't a ton of weight. It's like 30 pounds or something. But like, it's like, okay, this is easier. This is way easier than before, but like nothing compared to cardio. Cardio is like a superpower, dude. It's so cool. And plus all of the health benefits from cardio are just crazy good. Running on a treadmill mid-autopsy when you got up Vegas. No, I was running outside. There's actually a funny story of one of the days I was running outside and it was summer and my headphones weren't working. My headphones had broken. So I was running without music and it was so fucking hot. It was probably like 110 degrees. And I was running outside on the concrete down the neighborhood and I ran past these 2 black girls and they were like, that white boy is crazy. He's running in this heat. That boy is crazy. And it was so fucking funny, dude. I was like, I had to stop running because I was laughing so hard. Like, I still haven't forgotten it. It was hilarious. I think I've told it on stream before, but it was just really, really funny. Like, I was super committed to running every day.
It's you. I had a feeling you'd catch up to me sooner or later, Inspector.
What the
I was
hell?
just hoping you'd find me standing over the administrator's corpse.
What in law's name? Halcyon Helen, how are you still alive?
Oh, is that Ludovico I hear? Perfect.
What a
That's why he's
twist.
Still in the building. Would you mind letting him know I'm about to blow his whole operation to flinders?
Oh my god. What a twist. The person I was investigating is her. No, I haven't seen the OG Brawley movie. I have not. I saw the new one. Try boxing? I don't know. Sounds like I'd have to leave my house.
That's gonna depend on whether or not you're on my side.
Don't listen to her. How can you possibly trust the word of someone who lacks the decency to stay dead?
You were never my target, Inspector. I've no intention of killing you unless you stand in my way.
Wow, bold words.
Brace yourself, Inspector. You're about to learn the biggest secret in the Vaporwave industry. Halcyon Helen was never one person. I shared this role with my twin sister, Belinda.
Belinda.
The only thing worse than being an only child has gotta be having a perfect sibling. Can you imagine the parents?
Belinda and I were the best kept secret in the business. Nobody could tell us apart. And certainly not a peevish, petty, miserable little worm like Quentin Ludovico.
Damn.
So when I discovered the truth, when I realized what Ludovico was about to unleash on this colony, Belinda paid the price.
Administrator Ludovico, a murderer and a coward? Why, I never. Use me to pin this murder on someone else. I don't like being used, Lou. What plan are you talking about?
My plan to save Halcyon. I'm not a murderer, Inspector. I acted in defense. I had to defend Halcyon's future.
Tell the truth, Ludovico. There's nothing safe about Spectrum Brown. You want to infest this entire colony with those disgusting parasites.
They're not parasites. These creatures are symbiotic life forms. They belong to the highest order of life form, capable of living in perfect harmony with humanity. The symbiotes evoke a feeling of joy in their host, a bliss so pure, so profound as to render the most exquisite recreational substance obsolete. Oh, don't you see, Inspector? I want to bring joy back to Halcyon. I want this colony to smile again.
Wow, what a guy. What a hero. Yeah, it would be funny seeing me blocks. I've tried adding 1 to 2 kcal drinks in between my meals already. Well, here's the problem. I eat 1 meal. Like, on my natural diet, like my day-to-day, if I'm not trying to bulk, I will eat 1 meal. I will have a coffee or an energy drink in the morning. And then I will have dinner, which will typically be like an average dinner for me would probably be like 2 burritos, you know, with like grilled chicken, some cheese, maybe some green and red pepper, some rice. So that is like my normal diet. Like, I do not get hungry throughout the day. And so when I was trying to gain, I was taking in on average about 6,000 to 6,500 calories every single day. And I was doing it with weight gain shakes, absolutely, with mass gain shakes. They were typically around 60 grams of protein, about 1,600 to 1,800 calories, because I'd make them with whole milk. And every single time I had to like drink one of those calorie shakes, like I just felt so incredibly bloated for the next like 3 hours. Like sometimes like miserably like bloated. So much so that I had to like lay down. Like I couldn't even go about my day. So yeah, like I had on average 6,000 calories every single day for about 10 months. 8 or 10 months, I think. And that's when I had gained like 30, 40 pounds of basically muscle, like all muscle. Other than my booty. My booty's gained, but that's like all fat. I mean, maybe a bit of it was muscle because I was doing squats and stuff, but yeah. Skinny to the point of my own dad nicknaming me skinny throughout most of my life until I brute force my calorie intake. Eventually you just bulk. Yeah, I think a lot of people are skinny because they underestimate how many calories they actually get. I definitely think that is the case. That was the case with me as well. Like I was like, oh man, my metabolism's crazy. I could eat a whole pizza and not gain any weight. But really, when I would actually log my meals over the course of like a couple weeks, I would see that on average, I was only getting around 1,000 to 1,200 calories a day. And just because I had that, you know, that one crazy pizza meal, which was, you know, 5,000 calories or whatever, it doesn't offset the entire week that I'm severely under what I normally should be. And so the reason why I was always underweight, and I still am underweight, is because, you know, my daily calories are significantly lower than I thought that they actually were. But so I think that is usually the case. Like people who are skinny don't eat nearly as much as they think. But the thing with me is I'm definitely skinny, but like honestly 5'8", like 145 is not bad. Like 5'8", And 145 pounds is like actually not that bad. So, like, I'm not a tall guy. I used to be. But I'm not well, I didn't used to be tall. I used to be like average height, but you know, I'm like a short guy now. So, like, I'm not that bad. But yeah, it was just a thing where like I would rather feel good and be healthy versus feel like shit and be healthy. You know, if that makes sense? Like, if I have to choose between like, oh, you can lift heavy things and you have muscles, but as a result, you have to eat a bunch and feel like shit like almost every day. Or I can give up the muscles and instead just do cardio and calisthenics so I'm lean. Still fairly strong for my weight at least, but definitely not nearly as strong as I was, but I have cardio. Like I had no cardio when I was just heavy lifting. But now I have cardio and now I can still just eat my, you know, one meal a day and I feel good. Like I feel good throughout the day. I don't really have any complaints. It's been a little bit rough. I mean, I felt like shit for the past week because I've been detoxing from caffeine. I haven't had any caffeine in the past week, so that's been rough. But I mean, other than that, like, yeah, I feel good. Yeah, those drinks are terrible. Mass gain shakes are terrible. They are so bad. And I didn't do the research myself, but I've seen a lot of people say that they have a lot of like filler, like throwaway shit in them as well. That's not the best. So, I don't know. I think that you see a lot more benefits, especially here in the States where cardiovascular disease is one of the #1 killers, especially for men. I think doing cardio should be everybody's top, like, most important thing. Like, yeah, it doesn't give you, like, it kind of combats your gains, and it's not going to give you, like, that sexy body, but I don't know. No, caffeine most certainly does screw up your eating habits, yeah. That's actually a scientific fact, yeah. A lot of caffeine is a diuretic as well, so, yeah. I wouldn't say I'm chemotherapy skinny either. I don't think I'm to that point. Like, if you look at, who's that streamer? Asmongold. Do you guys know Asmongold? He's a huge streamer, one of the biggest streamers in the world. He is, I think, like 6'3", and he's like 110 pounds. Like, that is like super skinny. That is like ridiculously skinny. Well, for 5'8", like 145 pounds, it's actually not that bad, to be honest. Eugenia Cooney? Oh, yeah. Eugenia Cooney is very skinny as well. I don't know how heavy she was. You're right. He deserves to die. Base.
Wait, hear me out. I'm not the only one with blood on my hands. I tried to defend Halcyon's future. But what about Helen? What about all the innocent people she's killed?
No one I crossed off was innocent.
Is that true? Asmon's got the Necromancer build. There's a reason why my Diablo 4 Necromancer is bald and his name's Asmon Bald. And he's like just super skinny and pale, and yeah, there's a reason why. I love the guy though. He's like he's by far my favorite like streamer. I don't watch live streams. I just watch his YouTube videos, but I think he's a great entertainer. He's quite based, even if he is a bit of a degenerate. But yeah.
The mascot was a spy working for Ludovico. He was ordered to keep an eye on Belinda and I, and report back to his master.
You're being paranoid. I barely knew the fellow.
Don't try to deny it. Anywhere Belinda and I went, that mascot was there, just watching us with those cold, dead eyes.
Prefer him in discussions as opposed to the character he plays them. Well, that's why he doesn't like to, from my understanding, that's why he doesn't like to stream on his main channel. He streams on, like, a side channel. Because when he streams on his main channel, he feels as though he has to play the character and he has to, like, you know, hype up and stuff. But I'm pretty sure he's just, like, his normal self. On like his normal streams. I don't really think he does anything on his main channel usually. I think he said he has like really big anxiety about it.
That doesn't surprise me at all. He was on Ludovico's side, just like the others. Dr. Leora Blossom, Maria Keene, that flackwit of a mascot.
Oh, wait, the constable was cool.
Ludovico, so I did what I had to do. I went through them.
Constable was on your side.
She was on Ludovico's side.
Oh, she wasn't.
When she realized I was alive, she refused to stay silent. I gave Maria a chance. I told her about Belinda. I asked for her help, but she turned me down. She was honor-bound to report me to Ludovico.
That does sound like
Maria had a duty to her company, and I had a duty to Belinda. We both did what we had to. But in the end, I was the faster shot.
That line goes hard.
Have you met Dr. Blossom? She was practically a reptile. A cold-blooded psychopath who toyed with human lives in the name of scientific advancement.
How many people would say that about me?
She was a weapon in Ludovico's arsenal. You call it murder? I call it disarming my enemy.
Based. Oh my god, dude. The writing is so good in this game. This bitch just rattled off like 3 fucking one-liners that were all bangers. £57 is crazy. I've at least been 100 pounds since like 8th grade, I think. So, how old are you in 8th grade? 15? Ever since I was 15, I've been like 100 pounds. And I know because I threw a party when I hit 100 pounds. It was a big deal for me. I threw a party, had tons of junk food and stuff, had a bunch of people over. We ate like degenerates. I threw a whole ass party when I hit 100 pounds. I think it was like 8th grade. So I've at least been 100. Well, that's crazy. I wonder how tall she is. That'd be really crazy if she's like 5'7".
You know what you need to do. Help me avenge Belinda. Help me put a stop to this.
Don't listen to her. Listen to me. Throw in with Helen and you destroy Halcyon's only chance at real happiness.
It's not real
Think
happiness.
Of the future, Inspector. A lifetime of bliss and joy for every colonist in Halcyon. We can make that happen.
He's out of his fucking mind.
Couldn't agree more. The last thing this colony needs is more grinning idiots.
We don't have a lot of time. We need to get out of here.
Not so fast. I've sealed the bulkhead doors. You're staying right where you are. I'm sorry to do this to you, Inspector. Truly I am. If it's any consolation, Helen has brought some remarkably powerful explosives. Your death should be instantaneous. Goodbye, Inspector. Helen, we won't meet again.
Damn it. He sealed us in, but I think I know another way out. Follow me and stay close.
Let's go, gamers. But first, let me level up. It is crazy that the level cap isn't for another 30 levels. That's like insane. It's actually crazy. Sorry, I need food and drugs. Spectrum Brown. Brown. Spectrum Brown. Spectrum. You think it'll actually blow up if I take too long? Okay, I need to move this paper.
Head through that door. There's another way out.
Roger that. My God. Ow. Ooh. Hot air is hot. Ow.
I've opened that door for you.
Blackwell, I don't know if you're still here, but the YouTube algorithm has been showing me a lot of League videos, and I think I'm gonna get back into playing League. It's been enticing me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm being kind of thirsting a little bit for it.
We're close to the exit.
Shit.
We made it. Nice work, Inspector. We may have put a stop to Ludovico's operations, but he's still at large. He's probably gone into hiding, so we're going to root him out.
What's the plan?
This entire complex has been exposed to those parasites. Law only knows how many they've infected. Most of them won't even know they're carrying a parasite inside of them. If they're
Giggity.
showing symptoms, it's probably already too late. Boundless energy, insufferable joy, an almost saccharine attitude of optimism. Then just like that, parasites bursting out of their bodies, fat and wriggling with vital energy.
Some kind of pesticide, benign to humans, lethal to parasite.
You're a step ahead of me, Inspector. An airborne pesticide of some kind. I think you may be onto something. Let's meet back at your
We're just gonna
penthouse.
gas bomb the
We'll
whole
ready our
area.
next move. Not here. In private, back at the penthouse. Also, I rather like the ambiance there. See you soon, Inspector.
What a twist. So we were right. It was him that killed her. But it wasn't him that killed everybody else. Which was the part that I couldn't really get to make sense. Bump up beep up. Oh shit. Baba booey. God, that's so creepy. Who would side with this guy? I just wanted to make you smile. It's terrifying. Oh, I keep forgetting that I can use my companion's abilities now. I have that ability now. Everybody gonna be infected now? Oh, I guess not. Not everyone. Sorry, I have enough friends. I appreciate the offer, though. Very kind of you. Jesus, there's a lot of these fucking guys, huh? I pressed the wrong button. Guys are so creepy, dude. There's something wrong with you if you side with this guy. If you're like, yeah, you know, this is how it should be. I'd be curious if you do that, if it changes, like, the base game. Like, you'll find people that are infected with it that are happy. You know, like, freaking out. That'd be interesting. You're 125? Haven't weighed yourself in a while. How tall are you?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. An industrial-grade laxative has been added to the liquor in these bottles.
Ahead of Burbage. These sell for like $3.50 a pop. This is like a Fall New Vegas DLC with the gold bars. I'm making out like a fucking bandit. Is this chick still alive? This doctor? Yeah, she is.
Inspector. What? Sorry, this mask. Sometimes I can't hear correctly. It almost sounded like you said Maria Keene was dead. Maria's been killed. I don't understand. How? Who did this? Rather harmless on its own. Common ingredient in medicine, but it can have a lethal application. Potassium chloride, when delivered in a cocktail of neurotoxin and paralytic, leads to cardiac arrest. Oh, merciful law. I'm so sorry, Maria. Helen's signature weapon. She brought it with her to the hotel. After we discovered Helen's body, Keene inspected her hotel room. The needler was gone.
Bum bum bum.
Maria and I were frequently at loggerheads. We disagreed on practically everything. It didn't help that I'm on Mr. Kincannon's payroll and Maria is a Rizzo's loyalist. Was a Rizzo's loyalist. Apologies, Inspector. I don't have the heart to continue talking at the moment. Thank you for your time.
Well. I like that chick. She's hot. I can't see her, but I know she's hot.
Next stop.
Centrifuge. Where's she at? Oh. How did you get in here? Back around. Huge. Beans. Oh, never fine. That was beans.
It's strange. When you walk through that door, I half expected to see Belinda.
Well, she's
Belinda
dead.
and I practically shared a life. Losing her feels like losing a limb. She's conspicuous by her absence.
Yeah, when people die, it's what they do. Can we get to the point?
I appreciate the sympathy, Inspector. Thank you. I'll appreciate your help even more. We shut down Ludovico's distillation plant, but he's not gonna sit idly by. If he can't use Spectrum Brown to infect the colony, he'll resort to some kind of backup plan. I stole this formula from Dr. Blossom, a failed prototype of Spectrum Brown. Look at this. The prototype had the opposite effect, and actually made you immune to the parasites.
Also slightly depressed instead of incredibly happy. Your immune system could destroy the parasites before the larval stage.
Precisely. I see we're in your wheelhouse, Inspector. Or do you prefer Doctor? We're going to need two
Max
ingredients.
intelligence, baby.
A sample of essence of sprat, and one intact pod of parasite eggs. Cedric's warehouse in the Piraeus spaceport almost certainly carries a batch of sprat essence. As for the pod, I'd check the Wilderness Reserve if I were you. I'm glad one of us is an expert. Most of what I know is based on Dr. Blossom's notes. Here's what I understand. Sprats have an adaptive immune system. They don't suffer from the diseases and parasites they carry. It's one reason why you'll see them in every corner of the colony. Dr. Blossom experimented with sprats and accidentally discovered a way to become immune to the parasites. That's probably when she decided to switch to human testing. You're a scientist and an inspector? You really are full of surprises. I borrowed a centrifuge from the research lab. Used the ingredients to synthesize an antiparasitic. I'm glad I could count on your expertise.
Easy enough.
Once you're finished, head to the pilot house.
I'm
We'll
something
hijack
of a
the control
scientist
system and
myself.
disperse the cure into the atmosphere. That should kill off most of the parasites. Are you worried I'm gonna shoot you in the back?
I deserve to feel like an Aether Wave hero.
You're right. You do deserve the spotlight. Here. You take good care of my Needler, and it'll take good care of you.
Baby.
There is one other thing. While you're at Piraeus Spaceport, have a word with Cedric Kincannon. I know Cedric. There's nothing he wants more than a chance to eliminate Ludovico.
I hate him though.
We could use him on our side. Best of luck, Inspector. I'm counting on you.
Yo, let's take a look at this gun though. It's a science gun, let's go! You hold in your hand the actual needler used by Halcyon Helen in her serial Terror on Monarch. Brought to you by Odeon Pictures, as seen on the Aetherwave. This weapon fires infinitely refilling tiny flechettes coated in one of 3 potent chemicals. Riddle Life is a deadly green liquid that slowly damages the target. Costollerine is a corrosive yellow goo. Giggity. That slowly eats away at our target's armor. Debilirol is a numbing purple liquid that slows the target. The potency of these chemicals scale with the wielder's science skill. The wielder can cycle through the chemicals by reloading. Intriguing. The damage doesn't seem that impressive. I mean, it is under leveled, I suppose. 5-3, sorry for the late response. Oh yeah, then that's like perfectly healthy. Wait, so this thing doesn't use ammo? Intriguing. It doesn't use ammo. Oh, let's upgrade it. See if it gets wacky. Okay.
Aha! Always.
Ba ba doo doo da doo doo da dee da. I want to try out this weapon. Where's the quest? Ah, there it is. Beep 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 ba beep beep da beep ba. I'm suffering from drug withdrawal. Whoa! It doesn't do shit.
Don't mess with us.
This guy doesn't do shit.
Here we go.
Look at this damage. This damage sucks. This gun sucks.
Just wanted to make you smile.
I mean, it doesn't use ammo, so I guess that's like neat, but it still sucks. This gun sucks. They hyped this gun up the whole DLC, and it sucks. Look at this shit. It's almost comical. It's so bad.
Just wanted to make you smile.
Alright, well, you know, we got the gun. We saw the gun. The gun is shit. It is unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Did I hear something? That's how it's done, Captain.
Just wanted to make you smile.
Meanwhile, I can just two-tap dudes with this. Calm down. Well, seems as if everybody has vacated the premises. Where's that one chick that was a total bitch? It was sitting right here. Well, he's not here anymore, that's for sure. I don't know what Perfecto is, but I'm taking it.
I'm pleased as pop.
Oh, I broke my leg. See, like, I think the combat is definitely still the weakest point in the game. Like, I'd have to watch back my review that I made back in 2019 to see what I said. But I have a feeling I would probably say a lot of the same things that I've said this playthrough. I think that'll be a fun thing to watch back. Like, after I beat the game, I think we'll do that. We'll watch back the review I did back in 2019, and we'll see. Like, I'll tell you what I think now, and then we'll watch it back and see. I have a feeling it would probably be quite similar. I think it's like a good game. I think it's a really good game. But I was thinking about this today, actually. Like, if you were to compare, which I don't think you should, but everybody does it. If you were to compare this to Fallout, right? Like modern Fallout, Fallout 3, New Vegas 4. What I would say is, I think a lot of people don't like the balance of gameplay and narrative. If you were to look at the balance in a Fallout game, I would say it's probably like 75% gameplay and 25% talking to people. And I think if you were to look at Outer Worlds, it would be a far more drastic like change in proportions. I think that you're probably looking at like 65% of the game being dialogue and talking to people, and then like 35% actually being the like the gameplay. It's like a majority of Fallout is like walking around the open world, exploring, fighting. And I think the majority of this game is
how'd you get in here
talking
alive?
to people.
You are alive, yeah? And not one of them? No, you look clean.
Better get in here with the others. Hello, Cedric.
Inspector, you made it. Well done. I'm afraid you may find the spaceport is, at the moment, less hospitable than usual. My apologies. Regardless, you must have some purpose here. Do tell.
I shall.
Oh, my. You mean Lou was up to no good this whole time?
I thought he was just an asshole. Turns out he's an evil asshole. Not too invested in many of the enemy types in this, so that's possibly for the better in my case. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of like enemy variety, but is there really in Fallout either, you know? To be honest. I mean, there's different enemy types in Fallout, but I mean, they all function basically the same. Like, what's the difference between fighting a super mutant versus fighting a raider versus fighting a Brotherhood of Steel member versus fighting an Enclave member versus fighting people in a town? You know? It's like, they all have the same AI. They all perform the exact same. They all use guns or melee weapons. You know? Ugh. They have a nostalgic attachment to some form of charm. The actual application is identical. Yeah. Like, I still think if I were to give my review now after 50 hours on this character, so I have 50 and a half hours of all gameplay on this character. Okay. Which, by the way, I want to say I beat the game in like 30 something hours without the DLC. So this DLC is pretty fucking big. But I want to say, like, I totally lost my train of thought. I totally lost my train of thought. But yeah, if I were to like say my thoughts on it, I think the writing is still top notch, some of the best I've seen, and I think that the combat is still fairly mid. Like it's serviceable, you know? It is serviceable. And the thing is, people will go, "Oh, well, how can you give a game a 10 out of 10 if the combat is like just serviceable?" How are Zelda games constantly given a 10 out of 10 when their combat is just serviceable? I think I gave Tears of the Kingdom, what, like a 9 or a 9.5? And the combat in that is just serviceable. Like, at the end of the day, as long as it isn't bad, and it's not like, oh, I have to fight again. You know, like, that was my problem with not Pathfinder. What was the game that Obsidian did? Pillars of Eternity. That was my problem with Pillars of Eternity, which is another Obsidian game, is that I found the combat to be awful. I hated the combat. So even though the world and the characters and the writing and the storytelling were all top notch, the actual combat was just dookie. And it ruined the experience. So as long as you can have serviceable combat and it doesn't detract from the game, I think it's totally, like, fine and acceptable. And I think that the combat is definitely the weak point in the game. I still think there's, like, the joy of exploration. It's just not an open world. But just the same way I enjoy exploring in the Borderlands games, you know, even though that's not open world, it's zone-based, but you still, you know, can find unique loot and unique enemies and secrets and stuff like that. It's the same thing in this. I think that, like, the way that this game can change based on your story, or based on your, like, decisions that you make and the way that the story adapts is still so fucking cool. And exactly what I would want in every single RPG. That's why I love the game so much. And the writing is just phenomenal. And most of the game is talking to people. So the writing is very important. Yeah, Kenzie, I always had that growing up. Always had that growing up. People would always be like, "Oh, you need to eat. You need to eat more. You need to eat more. You know, eat this." I'd be like, I'm not hungry." They'd be like, "You need to eat." And then I remember one time at a family gathering, I said, "Would you tell if I was fat, would you tell me I need to stop eating?" I think I said it to my grandma. I was like, "Nana, would you say that? Like, if I was fat, would you tell me I need to stop eating?" He's like, "No, I wouldn't do that. That's so rude." And I'm like, "Yeah, exactly. Well, it's fucking rude when you know, when you say it to somebody that's skinny. Like, it's the exact same thing." It's kind of funny how people have that double standard. When actually, one of them does need to stop eating. Like, it's way worse for your health to be obese than it is to be skinny. I'm not talking about, like, stupid skinny where you have, you know, organ failure and stuff. I mean, like, just underweight. I mean, I've had people come into these streams and be like, "Oh my god, I hated this game." Like, that's why my title is what it is. Like, why do people hate this game? Is because, like, I've had people come in and be like, "I hate this game," or I've had conversations online where people are like, "Oh my god, I hated Outer Worlds, man. I was so hyped for Outer Worlds and I hate it." And I'm like, "Okay, why?" And they all say the same thing. "Oh, I thought it was gonna be like Fallout." Every single time. That is the only valid thing I've ever seen. And it's not even valid. I shouldn't even say the only valid thing. It's the only thing I've seen. People are like, "Oh, I like Fallout New Vegas. I thought it was going to be like Fallout." It's kind of like Fallout, man. It's like if Fallout was not open world. I mean, it's kind of what it is, really. I don't think it gets as dark as Fallout does. But, like, look at this dialogue. Tell me it's not Fallout-esque. You know? Look at the level up system, the skills system, and tell me that's not Fallout-esque, or the speech checks and stuff. Like, yeah. It's kind of funny. Like, I don't know. I'll be interested to see, because the same people I know that are like, "Oh my god, I hated Outer Worlds," are also like, "I'm really excited for Outer Worlds 2." Or, "I'm really excited for Avowed." And I'm really happy Obsidian is coming out with Avowed and saying, "This is not Skyrim." Like, I think that's what they should have done with this game. And I think they've learned their lesson. Because with this game, they really leaned into, like, from the creators of Fallout New Vegas comes a new first-person RPG, right? I think they need to do what they're doing with Avowed, which is, this is not Skyrim. Like, let people know, because everybody sees the trailer and they go, "Oh, it's like Skyrim." And Obsidian's like, no. This is not like Skyrim. It's much smaller scale, far more narrative focus, and it's going to be like a similar size to like Outer Worlds type of thing. Like, they need to set people up to not be disappointed. Because I think that's why a lot of people didn't like this game. It's because they built it up a little bit too much, and then people went into it thinking it was going to be Fallout. And while it has a lot of bones of Fallout, it has a lot of the skeletal structure of a Fallout game. The actual meat to it, the muscles and the skin of the game is different. It's more of a satiric. Well, Fallout is satirical, but this is more of a, like, far more jokey satire. I think I would classify Fallout as like dark satire, whereas this is far more like conventional comedic satire.
To be so uncynical. But tell me, why should I help you, Inspector?
Architect's balls, because I'm the sprat fucking inspector, damn it.
When you put it like that, I would be heartless to say no. You can expect slug support. I'll arrange for my agents to meet you at the distillation station.
Tell them to bring their best weapons and any personal issues they'd like to work out through violence.
I'll do that. I think one of our checkpoint guards is going through a divorce. As thrilled as I am to assist you in taking down Lou, we have barricaded ourselves in here for a reason. I imagine you have a plan for getting out of the spaceport safely?
I'm gonna disperse an anti-parasitic.
Are you really? Inspector, you are a marvel. Excellent work. I'll admit, I'm awfully fond of my agents. To see them restored will be a great weight off my soul. Thank you.
Yeah. Losing weight is like way easier than gaining weight. Like 100%. Like you cut calories and you know, you do it in like a layered and stepped process. You don't just like go from fucking 4,000 calories to like 800 or something, but you do it in a stepped process where you go from 4,000 to, you know, 3,600. And then once that starts tapering off, 3,400, 3,300, right? You do it in a layered process. So much easier. I was watching a podcast and this guy was talking about how he lost 40 pounds and all he started to do, all he did was swap from normal soda to like sugar-free diet soda. That's it. That's all he did. And that cut so many fucking calories off. It's so funny.
Coincidentally enough, Slug can supply you with Essence of Sprat. Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman, you remember her? There's a package on the desk in her office. You'll find the Essence of Sprat.
People call me fat all the time as a joke.
Quite. It would seem luck is on your side, Inspector. Now then, is there anything else I can do for you while you're here?
I knew I smelled Sprat in here. Hey, Inspector! You're alive! That's terrific! Is that what it was? It just showed up in one of our shipments, but I couldn't find a record of anyone ordering it. Say, what's it for? No kidding. Gosh, I hope it works. A lot of good people have been infected. Also, thanks for getting the Essence of Sprat off my desk. That stuff reeked. Can't complain. Still slug-free. That is, I'm still slug, obviously, but I haven't been slugged. You know what I mean.
I do. She's cute.
You too, Inspector.
God. The urge to play League has been so strong, but I'm very afraid of opening that door. I don't know if I'll ever. I said I'd never open that door again. But goddamn.
Oh no, leave the ones that say flammable.
It seems so fun. Part of one job was to be nice. Don't touch that shit. You haven't played in weeks. Man, I've been the YouTube algorithm, man. It's been showing me stuff on it, and I've just been like, no, just a little. Just played a little bit. Rocket League instead, much better. Rocket League is so hard though. Rocket League is so incredibly difficult. It's probably like the hardest video game. Like, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. The thing is, like, I always say Tarkov is the hardest game. But at least with Tarkov, you can have some, like, skill transfer. You know? Like, at least if you're good at FPS, you can have that as like a basis. Rocket League is like such a unique skill set that like nothing carries over. Everybody starts from 0. Some guy, Kesha EUS. I'm not one for annoying ADHD streamers, but the guy is funny as said. Oh, is that the guy that looks like XQC? I think I know who you're talking about. He plays Nunu, right? And he looks like XQC. Yeah, I've been seeing that guy a lot too.
Aha! Next.
Yes? Yeah, I've been seeing that guy. It's so funny how the YouTube algorithm works. Isn't it funny? Like, just out of nowhere, I feel like everybody starts getting recommended the same shit. It's so weird. Wait, do I not have something for tech skills? Wait a second. Oh no. What did I do with my tech skill stuff? Oh, well, this isn't gonna do. I need something for tech skills. I need 105 science.
Aha!
Makes Nunu look fun. I would die before I was a jungler. Jungler has to be the worst role in the game. Easily. Without a doubt. Like, you will be blamed for everything. Regardless of what you're doing, you're gonna get blamed. And you have to keep track of so much shit at one time. It's too much. It's just too much, man. Does nothing have tech skills? Oh, man. It's pretty fun when you're owning. Did I see the Microsoft FTC update? No, I didn't. Is there news on that? I'd given up hope. Fucking hell. I don't have anything for tech skills, really. I'm trying to think. Tech skills. I could probably just modify some armor. For now. Warwick, one trick pony. I haven't played. He got reworked, right? I don't even know what he does since his rework. I feel like that is the #1 thing that's kept me away from the league. Is like I haven't played since like season 6. You know? So like I feel like it's just such a different game. I would know nothing. Like they've completely reworked the mastery system. They've completely reworked what's it called? Runes or whatever. They've reworked like so much since I last played. And not even to mention like all the new items, all the new characters. There's so much. Not gonna lie, if she's still employed by the school and hasn't caused suicide by now, I'd be very surprised. Well, you know, causing suicide isn't that big of a deal these days, right? Could just blame it on COVID. Oh man, it's just these conditions, you know.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
I need something that has tech skills. I think we're gonna have to go to Groundbreaker to get it. Get a rework or two since I started a few years ago. There's been like so much that's changed. Like so much. I don't think you understand. Like when I was last playing League, I was in like middle school. It's probably been a decade. Like I've came back and just like played a little ARAM every now and then. Like with friends and family and stuff. But yeah.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
Well, a deal as big as the Microsoft like acquisition, I would be very surprised if they just let it flop. Like they're gonna do everything possible to keep that thing. Tech skills. Tech skills. Tech skills. Tech skills. Bro, you have to be trolling right now. Bro. I'm being trolled. Where can't believe this. Where are the tech skills?
Looking for some space. Don't pick. Have a.
Bruh.
Good to see.
He only has fucking weapons. Saying there's been a multiple in the few years you've been playing, so God knows how many. Oh yeah, it would be bad. It would definitely be bad. It would probably be pretty bad. Pretty tough.
You looking at?
I mean, I don't doubt that I could learn it though. With my autist mind, I feel pretty confident I could learn the shit. Even if it was blocked, surely they could just cherry pick COD or other IP? They could, but I think what would be far more likely is there's them cutting off the UK. If you look at the size of the deal, I think cutting off the UK, assuming everyone else accepts it, right? Assuming it goes through with every other country, then I think they stand to gain far more money by just cutting off UK. Which would suck for the UK, but it would make a lot of sense for them to do. Because the amount of money that they would fucking make would be absurd, dude. This is actually wild. I can't find anything with tech skills. This is insane. Type Blizz. Probably wouldn't want to do that unless huge overpays. That's a huge chunk of your overall shared value. Oh yeah, if they were only going to be cherry picking some of the IPs, then they would most definitely like just scrap the entire deal and start over again. No doubt.
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
I'll be interested though to see what happens. I mean, obviously, I would love more shit to come to Game Pass, but already as it stands, I think Game Pass has plenty of value on its own. Like, I don't think it necessarily needs more. What's with the color here? It's like shit. There we go.
But nope.
All right. Come on. Tech. Tech. Oh, but I can't put anything on that. Fuck. Well, it still may be better than nothing, though. I'll still buy it. Still better than nothing. Not a necessary acquisition, to be honest, which is kind of crazy, considering the amount of money we're talking. Yeah, true. Ooh, that's a cool effect. Lockpick max distance increase. That's a really cool effect. I've never seen that. Yeah, I think Game Pass still, I mean, I made a video on this like forever ago. But like, I still think Game Pass is easily the best deal in gaming. Like, even with the price increase that's likely coming, because they just increased the price for Xbox. They announced that. I think they're absolutely going to be increasing the price. But even with that, I still think it's like a great deal. Yeah, it kind of does have that. I know what you're talking about.
What are you
kind of
buying?
sound a little Sasuke-y. Sasuke-y. Medical. Dude, tech skills is the most rare shit on the planet, apparently. Oh my god. I found stuff with tech skills too, which is why it's like even more annoying. This gives +5, and then I have the bonus of plus 100%, so it's +10, so it'll be high enough for the skill check. All of this just so I can pass a one skill check. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Quick touch touchdown on the atmospheric complex in Arizona.
To be honest, like, I don't even know what I would play. I don't even know if I would play anything on Game Pass. Like, other than maybe, like, some of the COD campaigns or something. Like, if they got it, you know? It's just kind of crazy. Since it's so much money. But it's true, like, I just don't really, like... I already have Diablo. Rudimentary device used by unskilled workers, but you managed to make a few necessary adjustments. Centrifuge separates the Sprat essence into its basic components. As expected, Sprat Nucleon immediately reacts to the parasite eggs. Your anti-parasitic is complete. Your own special design on the formula guarantees a near total elimination of any parasites present in a host, improves their digestion, and sweetens their breath. Well done. Even though the wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people say this isn't like Fallout, probably like Fallout 4 still, even though this has the essence of Fallout skill application to dialogue and Fallout 4 butchers, all that. Of course they like Fallout 4, dude. Of course they do. Of course. They like Fallout 4, even though Fallout 4 is supposed to be a faction game, and it does that whole premise terribly, whereas this game is a faction game and does it incredibly. See a small label stuck against the side of the device. The label reads Rizzo's Laboratory Centrifuge. No training required. All Rizzo's laboratory equipment has been designed for use by the unschooled worker. Insert ingredients, press buttons, and fuck! So easy a Space's Choice worker could do it. Okay. I need this up to 60. So companion skill bonus to players 100%. So now I will be getting double the points from my companions, which is massive. Huge. And then I don't even really know what the level. Like, I guess I could get science to 150. I guess I'll do that. Fallout just iconography to these people and probably Todd Howard. Yeah. Yeah, it's just frustrating. I'm totally fine with people disliking a game for valid, like, reasons, but I don't know. I find it very, like, shitty when people go and they give bad reviews for games and stuff, and then when you ask them, like, oh, okay, well, like, what's your problem with the game? And then they're like, well, it wasn't like this game. It's like, what? But once again, part of it can be put on Obsidian. Like, don't get me wrong. I think they fucked up the advertising. Part of it can absolutely be put on top of them. I'm not saying that they're innocent here. They fucked up too. For sure. But it's like, did they fuck up? Yeah. But still, when people went in to actually play the game, it should have been like, you should still have the, mental faculties to be like, oh, this might not be exactly what I was looking for, but it's actually quite good. Microsoft has won its crucial court case against the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, clearing its way to acquire Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion. Now they're supposedly re-entering with the UK. That'll be the interesting one. That will be the interesting one right there. A lot of dead people. This looks like the final skirmish area, doesn't it? Like I'm about to be skirmishing.
Greeting protocols suspended. All non-essential protocols suspended. Phaeton is standing by for larval compound dispersal.
Load the anti-parasitic. Disperse this instead.
Affirmative. Dispersing.
Oh, damn, we got a cinematic in this cutscene, dude. Look at this. You know, this is the first DLC I've played, but this is a really good DLC. This is probably one of the best DLCs I've ever played. This is really good.
Message from Rizzo's distillation station.
Not the craziest cutscene, but...
What in law's name have you done? You hijacked our atmosphere. Are you trying to kill us all? No. You're trying to kill my symbiotes.
Correct.
I'm not going to let you destroy everything I've built. I can still fix this. I can undo the damage you've done.
Incorrect.
End of transmission.
I really don't think you can, man. I'm gonna keep it really cheap. I think you lost. You can just take the L and move on. This is a weird place. Half melted battery. A cutscene nonetheless. Yes. Just the amount of like side quests and unique gear and stuff that's in this DLC is actually like a lot. It's actually quite a bit. And I just think, like, the overall story of this DLC is very interesting. Well, apparently Rizzo's is not kill on sight. What's my rep with them? They're off put. 27%. Prices are increased, though. Bit unfortunate. Let's do damage. Yes. Oh. Oh no. I'm suffering from food withdrawal. Do I have any food? Yeah, there we go. Meow. Did she have anything?
I knew.
Sorry.
Great.
Press the wrong button. Tech skills. No, but you can't put anything on it. Fuck. Sneak plus 10 personality attributes plus 1. Welcome back. How did I rip that? This gun is broken. I love it. Hacking plus 5. Everything's just hacking. Josh has found the head. Oh yeah? Finally found good old Mimir? Nice. Huge. Ugh. I need to grab some food just in case, you know. Not IRL in the game.
I just wanted to make you smile.
What the fuck? Message that's horrible without context. Well, you know, sometimes you just... Whoa, this place is sick. Look at this. So pretty. Wow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, brown, black. Wow. Wow. I should be able to take all of these. Is yellow worth something? Blue? Violet? Black? I don't even know. I'm taking them all. I know red and orange aren't. This is a cool room. Gee willikers. Oh, neato. Grab your nearest needles.
Hell of a job.
I sent Jordan this video about Portland and all the druggies and stuff, and I said, now I see why you want to live in Portland. These guys are just like you. He just replied and he said, what the fuck? Ooh, recharge. What is this? Try not to think too hard about how this one works. Attacks with his weapon slowly recharge the wielder's TDD. Wait, this might actually be goated. This thing might be goated. All right, let me see if I can play the video. I sent him this video and I said, wait, why can I not scroll? What is going on here? Here, just reboot the game. I sent him this. I said he's the white boy meth guy.
This is Portland, Oregon, the city where every drug is.
This is where Jordan wants to move, by the way. Like he wants to move to Portland. He's in Oregon and he wants to move to Portland.
Is legal. Drug addiction, homelessness, crime. Perhaps a few side effects of decriminalizing every drug. Or so I think. You're doing fentanyl right now, yeah?
I was loading some speed.
Jay, what are you shooting up here? Xylazine?
They're old-fashioned white boy meth.
How easy is it to get your hands on fentanyl out here?
Oh, crazy.
I feel like the decriminalization of drugs turned into the decriminalization of crime. You know, when you need help, police don't show up.
Do you support the decriminalization of drugs here?
Yeah, of course I do, because our jails aren't filling up with junkies. People are still dying. I died last week.
You died and you were brought back.
Yeah, we both died a couple times. That's why we've chosen not to mess with fentanyl anymore.
Sure.
I worked at a homeless shelter and came out as a she-they, non-binary, gender-fluid individual. I told them she-they. It's no longer she-her, she-they. And then I was fired.
Have you been in Portland for many years?
Oh, my whole life.
So you've seen Portland before decriminalization and after?
Sure.
Have you seen any impact on downtown?
I hope you guys have an awesome day.
This is Portland, Oregon.
She can't answer. She can. Oh, she can. I've been to Portland. I grew up in Oregon. It didn't look like that. I love how the guy is like, yeah, you know, it's a great thing that we decriminalize drugs because now they're not in prison. Like, yeah, okay. Now instead they're in the streets doing the drugs, overdosing and dying. It's so much better. Hey, at least they're not in prison, right? Hell yeah. Now they're just dying in the streets. Very cool. Yeah, but the guy that's like, just good old fashioned white boy meth.
The city where every drug is legal.
Wait, how do you fast forward? Can you not fast forward on PC? The fuck? Wait, how would you not? How do you fast forward on PC?
Drug addiction,
It's 100% Jordan. And just good old white boy meth.
homelessness, crime. Perhaps
How could I not fast forward this? Oh, that's kind of cool. Could drag around the caption.
this is Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, I guess I can't fast forward. That's stupid. But yeah, the guy that's like white boy meth, just good old fashioned white boy meth. That's fucking funny. I feel like here in Portland are similar, but like here it's got gangs thrown into it. I mean, there's some gangs in Portland, but decriminalizing drugs is wild. That is wild, brother. That is crazy. That is a fucking crazy thing to do. I don't even get the logic. Why would you want them on the street? Why would you want them to not be in prison? I don't get it. Like, what's the argument there? I'm not really sure I understand. To like save taxpayer money or something? Is that the ideology? It's a very weird it's a very weird argument.
I can take a hint.
All these are carbs. I need meat. Looks like a prop used during the filming that took place on this set. Too fragile to even pistol whip someone. It's always neat to see this stuff. TV show and like movie scenes. There's a website dedicated to following crime here. I think they should do the same for every major city. That's a lot of work. That did be a lot of work. This all looks like somewhere I'm about to throw down, you know?
You got nimble fingers, Captain.
Sorry. Ooh, a little hacky McDacky.
This place is definitely not sanitary.
Pressure control. Increase pressure levels. Watch for pipe leakage.
I just wanted to make you smile.
You're getting knitted.
I just wanted to make you smile.
Get our hands dirty.
You are in for it now. You happiness.
Hey, can we talk? I just want to talk.
I just wanted to make you smile. I just want to be your friend.
Oh, getting knitted.
Fun. Covering you.
Yes, sir.
How'd you do that so
Eureka.
fast?
What does this do? This weapon rearranges molecules inside of organic targets, possibly in hilarious configurations. Attacks for this weapon have a chance to apply a random debuff. That's interesting. Unfortunately, the stats suck that nutsack. Falls gun crime, that's the main thing at least. Does it count suicide by gun as gun crime? Almost everywhere it does, and I think that that is so dumb. I think it's so silly to count suicide at all when you're talking about crime. Unless it's like a murder-suicide or something, it shouldn't even be brought up. Hello. I am under the water.
Never felt so. Wanna be I am
Been practicing this.
Pew 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 pew. Ow. I need to eat. I'm suffering from food withdrawal. There we go. Ow. What is hitting me? Oh. Well, I mean, you're standing in it, so it's gonna happen. Doesn't, you think? Well, that's good. Props to them for figuring that out. 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. Got a little busy. Unexpectedly. We're back. I do now have a burrito I'm gonna be snacking on whenever I get the chance. But yeah. Why does every person here just have like an obscene amount of alcohol on them? Like, this is their place of employment, and they're just getting crunk at the wazoo. Wild. Also pretty cool, though.
You think they build a handrail or something?
Vroom, vroom, motherfuckers. Pink. And just walk out so I can see this. Perfect. Well, consider us friends. Get a bite of this fucking burrito. I almost died last night. Almost choked to death. So, I'm gonna be very careful with my chewing. It was a little scary, not gonna lie. My life did indeed flash before my eyes. And it was about to be a very lame way to go too, because I was just gonna be choking on burrito in my underwear while watching One Piece.
I don't know what we're gonna find in there, but based on what we've seen so far, I'd say be ready for anything.
I always am. Rizzo's puts the us in gelatinous. Oh, another cousin.
Yes, I know you're hungry. Be patient. I'll feed you soon enough. Just a guest. The one I told you about. The inspector. Welcome. We were just talking about you. You and I are standing in the presence of royalty. Don't worry, you'll meet her soon enough. I know what you've done. Hijacked Phaeton. Contaminated the air we breathe with your poison. You think you've saved this colony? All you've done is robbed Halcyon of its last chance at real happiness. And you've angered my queen.
He's a simp. I know you're about to start a monologue. I don't care.
The queen of symbiotes, a creature of endless compassion and unfathomable intelligence. the next sovereign of Halcyon. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to feed you to the Queen, and then I'm going to find a way to repair the damage you've done. Don't be afraid. She can smell fear, and it makes her absolutely ravenous. Your Highness, dinner is served. Wait, no, not me. Damn! Merciful law! Stop!
Wow. That was some Dead Space shit right there. How's that for some damage?
Just like that. You say?
Hard fight. She got nated real quick. Engineering password. Oh, you know, I could have done all this extra shit. Done some hacking. Little Baba Booey.
Making it look easy.
But, I think it was easier to just, you know. Oh, here's his body. His body. Nova Burst. Interesting. Okay.
Nice going.
All of this stuff I could have done. Hey, Fuzz.
Real slick.
Great work.
Wow. I'm a hero. The fuck is this? Oh my god.
I guess happy customers really are repeat customers. Here, I had something I wanted to give you. This is a golden ticket, good for one free tour of the Purpleberry Orchards. This is my way of showing you that I appreciate you just for being alive. That's a reasonable point, friend, but it turns out you didn't need my help at all. I do regret the untimely demise of our broodmother, but my passenger is flooding my brain with all sorts of happy feelings, so I don't mind all that much. Oh, that's what I call the slug I've bonded with. It's gonna be a part of me until I pass through the gates of oblivion and my atoms scatter into the void. Sounds like what you need is a passenger of your own.
I'll put you out of your misery.
Got the drop on us. One all right?
I couldn't let him live. He was infected. It was my job to get rid of all of the infected. Okay, you have to understand. That's That's what happens when the slugs that we've been killing, they integrate with people. And when they integrate with people, that's what happens. And this guy wanted to essentially infect everybody with slugs because it makes them very happy. Artificially happy and like artificially love their life and their job and stuff. So he figured that if he did that, everybody that has shitty jobs, like all the McDonald's workers and stuff, would absolutely love their jobs and their life. So he wanted to infect everybody with it so everybody would be happy. That's basically the storyline. How do I get in there? Doesn't look like I can. That's fucked up to show me it then. Yeah, God of War's a banger. It's almost like I know what I'm talking about when I talk about games. Isn't that crazy? It's so funny. My cousin just started playing Persona 5. He's been putting it off for the whole time because he's like, you know, he's one of those guys that's like, anime game and like JRPG. I don't like that. And I've been telling him forever, like, it's such a good game. Literally, first day he played it 12 hours. He's put in like 40 hours in like a week. And he's just talking to me about how good it is. I'm like, man, that's crazy. It's almost like I play way more games than most people. And as a result, I know what I'm talking about when I say a game is good. Isn't that crazy? It's so crazy, dude. If I say a game is good, like, there's a very, very high chance that it's good. And if I say a game is bad, there's a very, very high chance it's bad. That's just what happens when you play as many games as I do. Like, you learn what makes a good game, you learn what makes a bad game. It's so weird to me. And people just don't believe me. I have no ulterior motive. I just want people to play good games. I don't get paid any money or anything for reviewing games. Like, I literally just want people to know what games are actually worth their time. I just don't want people to waste their time on bad games. That's it.
I must have dreamed up 100 different ways to kill Ludovico. I'll be honest, eaten alive by the queen of the brain slugs wasn't on that list. Is that so strange? I imagine this moment would be a little more cathartic. But Belinda's still gone, and I don't feel all that different. I can't go back to the way things were. I can't return to my old life because it was never my life to begin with. It was shared. Never mind, you don't need to listen to this. Thank you again for your help, Captain. I never would have made it this far without you.
Damn, those are some high speech checks. Holy hell.
You've done us a great service here, Inspector. You have my gratitude.
Wow, that was it?
It all worked out in the end, wouldn't you say, Inspector?
We did it. We finally did the deals.
Welcome back, Captain. Or shall I call you Inspector? What can I do for you? During your absence, I passed the time by simulating a number of hypothetical conclusions to this case. Unfortunately, my understanding of the facts is limited, and my appraisal of the individuals involved is not flattering. Therefore, my conclusions are inaccurate. My simulations have yielded several possible causes of death. Halcyon Helen may have been killed by one or all of the following: asphyxiating on Rizzo's Spectrum Brown, grappling with a primal while inebriated, killed by an overzealous fan, death by automechanical, or profound loneliness. How close were my estimations?
Automechanical.
Excellent. I'm pleased to discover my ability to predict human behavior is accurate. This information is
Did you
valuable
say
to me. I will update my
Ragnarok?
behavior simulation protocol accordingly.
God of War Ragnarok? Is that what you said? I just have this right here. Just for this moment. God of War Ragnarok. Good game.
How can I be of assistance? I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return.
Huge.
Now, hold on. What happens if we hit the wall?
Most likely, the bullet will ricochet, which could be bad. Or hilarious.
Time for the next DLC. What the hell? What the hell? This is the next DLC?
Hawthorne, if you're getting this, something's happened to me. Got mixed up in some shady business on Gorgon. Should have known better. But I landed on something big. And now this job's an itch I can't stop scratching. There's a whole research compound left of the Sprats. I think I'm close to figuring out why. But something dangerous is closer to me.
Oh, shit.
Got the job through one Minnie Ambrose. Top runger who just came into some money. Was offering a hefty bid card for qualified help. Trust me, her money's good.
This seems cool.
Talk to Minnie. Take the job. If I ain't gonna live to see the payday, might as well be you. Consider us even, old pal.
Well, that fellow certainly seemed trustworthy.
I've gotten jobs from some unusual sources, but this is a first. Congratulations, Captain.
I don't mean to sound prim, Captain, but there's gotta be a better way to ask someone to do you a favor.
I just want to say, we gotta take this job. This is the closest I ever been to starring in a serial drama. Only thing we're missing is a couple cameras and a soundtrack.
At least this won't be boring.
This seems like a cool DLC already. This shit seems cool. Money and Intrigue episode. What the hell's going on?
Lucky Montoya owed Captain Hawthorne a considerable debt. I believe this is what humans refer to as payback. Captain, The message contains landing coordinates for a small asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. It was recently registered to a Wilhelmina Ambrose.
Now, I, for one, was hoping to do the exact opposite of that.
What? Do you want to shake its hand?
Yeah, can we talk about the arm? I want to take bets on how the guy lost it. My money's on cannibals.
That ain't really that fella's arm, right? It's gotta be a dummy. Or a toy?
Well, I'm not cleaning it up.
Cleanup service request process. Disposal of human arm from the Unreliable's cargo hold will commence in the immediate future.
Simulating disgust. How distasteful. Humans eat there. I'm not touching it. Etc. Lucky Montoya had a statistically significant tendency to encounter situations of extreme danger.
Oh, really? I thought he lost his arm gambling.
He was also the 4th best paid freelancer in the system. There are several hundred freelancers operating in Halcyon. Considering the numbers, Mr. Montoya ranked among the top percentile. This had less correlation with his measured aptitudes, which rank at or below average, than with a pattern of fortunate circumstances. Luck does not exist, Captain. Nevertheless, I am programmed to agree with your assessment. I have transferred the coordinates for Ambrose Manor to your navigation terminal. We can travel there when you are ready.
That was a cool start.
Hawthorne, if you're getting this, something's happened to me. Got mixed up in some shady business on Gorgon. Should have known better. But I landed on something big.
Should have known better. Seems like a cool start. I think I made Josh nearly coom. Well, buckle your seatbelt, Joshy boy. Because it's time for the encore. Whoa, 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 whoa. And look at this. And look at this. Whoa, 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 whoa. And you know what this is? You know what this is right here? This is premium right here. This right here is an unredeemed pre-order bonus. You probably can't even find this now. Pre-order unredeemed bonus. For some pretty cool armor that I never used. Right. That's right. That's fucking right. Yeah. You know what's amazing? Josh hasn't given a Down syndrome person a concussion since he's been off. I guess there's still some time. Hey, give it a little time. Good. I think I'm gonna use this. This thing seems like it could be stinkers. And there goes all my money. there goes all my fucking money. Waiting for a slight sale price drop through PS Store. Getting snapped up and downloaded. What's it go for now? Because I know when I checked eBay, it was like super cheap. That's why I never got around to selling it, because it was already like 40 bucks on there. So I was like, eh. I've never even used a shot cannon. See how good it is. Multiple shots simultaneously in a plus-shaped formation. The fuck? Gorgon. Let's check out this DLC. DLC. This jab was dangerous enough to cast him an arm. I'm getting kind of fat. I'm gonna need to sell some shit. Around 35. Might actually pick it up off there.
Take someone to watch your back, please.
I always, whenever I pick, like when I'm gonna be picking up Final Fantasy 16, right? Whenever the fucking PS5 gets here. Let's look right now. I bet you can already get it for less than 70. And it's only been what? Like a couple weeks? Final Fantasy 16. PS5. $50. It's already $50. Isn't that crazy? You can buy it for $50. This game just came out, what, 2 weeks ago? Like, how long has Final Fantasy 16 been out? Let's see. Final Fantasy 16 release date. This game came out on the 22nd. Okay. So it's been a little bit over 2 weeks. Right? It's been approaching 3 weeks. And it's already decreased from $70 down to $50. Some of these are even $40. See what I'm saying? I always go on eBay. It's crazy. If you're fine with just waiting like a couple weeks or something, then you can like instantly already get it for so much cheaper. And it's also why I always tell people not to get the digital only PS5, because it's only $100 and you will save so much more than $100. Like, think about it this way. You pick up a game for 70, okay? After sales tax and stuff, we'll say it's like $77, right? And you play it, and then you beat it, and then you sell it. And let's say you get $50 back, all right? So you just saved $50. Right there, off of one video game, you are already half of the way there to the difference between the physical only PS5 and the digital PS5. It makes no sense. absolutely no sense to get the digital only.
Welcome to Ambrose Manor. We were not expecting company. Please follow. Do not stray from the path.
Barely see any digital PS5s
that's
anymore.
no fun.
I think they like sold way better. Oh.
Been there, little guy.
What the fuck? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they like sold way better. I don't know for sure though. Kitchen key card. Sweep oil the fish. Mark me as groundskeeper. I assume there'd be grounds to keep. Not even allowed inside the manor. Everyone told me Ambrose family keeps to themselves. They're a bunch of hermits. Save for the little one. Guess I ought to find a hobby. Harvey dropped his key card in the pond. I'll hold on to it in case he ever comes looking. But I won't go near the house. I don't want to get in between Miss Olivia and her research. Okay. Might need that key card. We'll see.
Structural damage detected. Compensating.
Seems some Stonehenge-like shit here. Yeah, for me, as somebody that's been, you know, a PC gamer for a very long time now, I think you are absolutely insane if you are not taking advantage of physical media. It is by far the biggest benefit to being a console gamer. By far. It's something like every single PC gamer wishes that they could do. And like, basically everybody on console can do it.
Keep your guard up. Could be all manner of surprises in there.
What?
At the very least, there ought to be something worth stealing in there.
I see what she meant now by oil the fishes. What the fuck is going on here? Not really a fan of digital consoles. Think the new Series S coming in September or October. Something you're picking up just for Game Pass. I can see that. I still think that the biggest issue with the Series S though is just its performance. It's very lackluster. And like, I had a Series S and a Series X. I still have my Series X. They're just like not very good systems. In terms of power. But Game Pass is great. Game Pass really hasn't had anything particularly good on it recently, though.
Okay, maybe not.
I take it back. Ain't nothing here but memories.
It's giving me Resident Evil vibes. Like you're in a mansion. Seems pretty deserted.
Nicely done.
Momo. Momo. Ah. This. He's freaking out. Gears of War and the Halo games are the two exclusive series you want to replay? Do they have, like... Can you replay that stuff on Game Pass? I did want to, like, play through... I really did want to play through, like, all the Gears games. But I don't think they don't have them all on PC. They only have a few of them. Which is such a bummer. Like, I'd have to watch a video on the story. On them. On the ones that, like, aren't there. But I would love to play through them.
Think they've ever tried to use this while the fireplace was on?
I need to eat. I'm gonna have some fucking purple berry lunch.
Great work.
Apple shake is a new item. Last Gears game I played was 2. I played 1 and 2. And I remember 2 being, like, goated. Super good. The fuck? Logan and Chris are playing Battle Bit. The hell? Didn't even invite? What sons of bitches? This morning I gave birth to a healthy child. Perhaps that's a strange distinction to call her healthy, but after all I've endured to finally meet her, it matters. That she exists at all against the odds matters. I will call her Elmina, after my late brother Wilhelm. It's a terrible fucking name. I hope the law is kinder to her than it was to him. I hope for many things, truthfully. That she be smart and shrewd, that she be strong, relentless, undeniable. Most of all, I hope for her a steel spine, but she does not bend when Halcyon would break her. That she should be stronger than I. I must find Minnie a wet nurse. She demands to be fed throughout the day and night, and I simply cannot get a single thing done. The nurse will need to be exceptional, smart, educated, of means. Minnie must have the best start if she's going to survive the pit of vipers that is the Byzantium elite. Then there's the matter of a governess. I can't watch the child constantly, not if I'm to do my work. How soon must I begin looking? Naturally, she'll have to be exceptional as well. And exceptional Byzantines don't exactly grow on trees. I will persuade Harvey to investigate this for me. The man has little else to do. Judgment Day, the spin-off came out, and I think they've came out 2 or 3 since then. Yeah, because they swapped to the chick. I think in Gears 4, they swapped to the chick. Don't understand how anyone of ambition has time to keep a journal. I certainly don't. Yet here I am, indulging myself. Minnie's influence, no doubt. Her behavior concerns me. She's clingy, emotional. At 5, she should be starting to show some personality, not crying for her mother when I leave for another stint on Gorgon. This must be the fault of Mary, her governess, as Minnie certainly didn't learn this behavior from me. I'll have to fire the woman. It's clear she's not capable of instilling in Minnie a correct understanding of how to behave. Harvey despairs of ever finding a governess who meets my preposterous standard. He and I went in circles on the issue for hours, but he came around to my thinking eventually. Why shouldn't I want what's best for my daughter? Maybe I'll fire him too. Sounds like a nice lady. Damn, this is a lot of years later. I'm at my wit's end with Minnie. At 13, she should already have mastered basic chemistry, physics, and mathematics, but she can barely handle long division. She struggles to remember the simplest equations and formulas, no matter how many times her governess raps her knuckles. By the time I was her age, I'd already made dynamite in my grandfather's laboratory. The only thing Minnie's making explode is my head. Her father asked me why we don't just send her to boarding school, but I abhor the thought of her surrounded by those coddled idiots. More alarming still, she's begun to show an interest in romance serials and painting. She may have a strong grasp of color theory, but she shows some promise with watercolors. Oh, and she shows some promise with watercolors, but surely that's the result of her education in spectroscopy, not any innate skill. What value has art, anyway? Oh my god. This chick is crazy. She gave me a truly dreadful painting of Francis this morning. I haven't a clue what to do with it. Perhaps I'll stuff it in my desk. I'll have a good laugh over it when she's grown and finally come to her senses. Dear God. Oh, this is fucking 11 years later. Lucian appeared at the manor this morning. I thought him here for me, to finally wring my neck after my latest tiff. But no, it was much worse than that. He'd come to speak to Minnie. No need to guess why. She's taken it upon herself to manage the household these last few years, since neither her father nor I have the time, or frankly, inclination. Under her watch, the staff's productivity has increased 35%, while reducing our costs an astonishing 67%. We've saved tens of thousands of bits. Harvey tipped Lucian off, I expect. Now he wants to bring her on to help manage the Gorgon facilities, which I refused over Minnie's vociferous protestations. She cried after he'd left. I only wish that I could tell her why. Deleted logs. How did I raise such a willful daughter? She's no longer requesting to join the project, but demanding. I'm ready, I can help you, it's what I want. She doesn't know what she's asking. Gorgon is not safe. Compound X is in the air. It's infected the water and the food. It's no longer just the test subjects and the laboratory techs in danger now. Even the general staff are beginning to feel its effects. Even I feel it. I'm tied up in knots. I know what I must do. The only way I can persuade her away. But it'll kill me to do it. Minnie, I'll say, you just don't have what it takes. You're too shallow, too simple, too weak. She'll hate me for it. I'm sure it will destroy her, but it will work. She'll be safe. That's all I care about now. Harvey's gone. His body's still alive, but the man I married is dead. He broke into my office and stole the last of my release candidate ampules. Busted the door to splinters in his withdrawal fury. I'd chartered a shuttle to bring him to the facility for medical care. Even convinced Priantha to oversee the transfer. He didn't want to. Was worried it wasn't safe, but I begged him. Harvey killed the shuttle crew. Priantha too. But the shuttle wouldn't take off without its pilot. And I couldn't stop his raging. So I left the ship on the landing pad for days. Watched him tear it to pieces with his bare hands. He lost a lot of blood. I brought him inside once he'd finally passed out and shoved him inside a stasis solution tube. My work did this to him. Me. I did this. I'll tell Lucian. Surely he'll delay the release. Surely after this. What the fuck is going on here? They're doing some crazy experiments. Giving these dudes some superhuman powers. And I'm stealing everything. I know 3 was half football player and half Felix, and Judgment Day was Baird and someone else. I do not remember. I do remember the coal train.
Huh? Apparently not.
Wilhelmina.
Drink, Mr. Whoever you are.
It's Wilhelmina.
So who the devil are you? You don't say. Well, make yourself at home, Captain. I'm sure we have much to discuss. Do you see that glowing chunk of space rock? That's Gorgon. My birthright, my burden, and the bane of my existence. I hate to drink alone, and this is my third. So join me in raising a glass. To Gorgon.
Her eyebrows are weird.
To Gorgon. May cosmic winds shepherd her to the nearest star. I'm Wilhelmina Ambrose, but you can keep it short and call me Minnie. Now, what brings you to my house, handsome? I take it you didn't come all this way for the beverages, the starry skies, or the pleasant company. A severed arm. How positively ghoulish. You know this is a private residence, not a curio shop? Lucky Montoya is my personal freelancer. Fascinating man. Very brooding and theatrical. Always staring into space and twirling a bullet over his knuckles.
He's definitely not doing that anymore.
Something happened to him. Oh dear. I suppose that makes him my former freelancer now? You suspect foul play? Interesting. If we're being honest, I haven't given it much thought. What a time for his luck to run out. We were in the middle of something grand, and I really can't afford another setback. Excellent deduction. I can tell I found the right man for the job. How would you like to be my new freelancer? There's been a recent vacancy, and I think you're well suited to the job.
Remember, play hard to get. That's negotiation. You're awful quick to trust a bunch of strangers that broke into your home.
I'm looking for someone rough around the edges. A gorgeous, dashing scoundrel type.
That's not me.
Incidentally, someone good with their hands.
That is me. Now wait a minute. Gorgeous.
I like my employees well-groomed. Appearances are everything in high society. I'm looking for both. Remember, I'm rich enough that I can afford to be choosy. And I choose you, dear Captain. Allow me to lay out the facts, and you can decide for yourself if you want to be my chief investigator. My mother, Dr. Olivia Ambrose, worked for Spacer's Choice at the Gorgon Research Facility. She was brilliant, the top scientist in her field, until tragedy struck. One day, Spacer's Choice shut down all research and evacuated Gorgon. Everyone had to scramble or risk getting left behind. It was chaos. Employees fled for their lives. Mother never made it home. I'm told she wasn't the only casualty that fateful day. Mother's name has since been dragged through the mud. Spacer's Choice blames her for the collapse of Project Gorgon, and I just know they're lying. My thoughts exactly. Mother would not have allowed Project Gorgon to fail. Something happened on that asteroid, and my family took the fall for it.
That usually is how it goes, Fuzz. That's the problem with being an adult.
The truth. Mother is gone, Gorgon is silent, and I deserve answers. I admired Mother, but we weren't close. She disapproved of everything about me, really. I couldn't measure up to her example. She didn't make time for us. I remember thinking that she never wanted a child, and never forgave me for being one, naive and irresponsible as I was.
Yep, I got the gist of it through the logs. Sound familiar, Ellie?
Trust me, we are nothing alike.
A kindred spirit. Well, well, charmed. Today is full of surprises. Mother worked herself to the bone. She wanted to make the colony a better place, no matter who or what got sacrificed along the way. She never spared a thought for those of us who cherished her, who suffered for her idea of progress.
I think, especially since you're picking up an Xbox specifically for, whatchamacallit? What's that game called? Starfield? Is that its name? Specifically since you're getting Starfield, it's capped at 30 FPS on console anyway, on the X or the S. So I think it is, like, better to go for an S if that's why you're getting an Xbox. Either way, it's going to be a 30 FPS, like, subpar experience. So, like, the only difference is going to be the resolution, which is not that big of a deal.
It was difficult on us, but not so difficult for her. Mother and Gorgon were made for each other. I had the misfortune to be stuck in the middle. I don't know. And Spacer's Choice won't say. They don't discuss anything that tarnishes their brand. Gorgon has a dark history. The project fell apart. Personnel were shuffled across the system. With Mother gone, now I'm all that's left. Father lost more than his job on Gorgon. I'll say no more than that. The asteroid may look like a glittering jewel, but I assure you the resemblance ends there. Gorgon is poisonous to the core. One might even say cursed. I need your help, Captain. Project Gorgon killed Mother and disgraced the Ambrose name, and no one has been held accountable. Spacer's Choice buried the past like a dirty secret. I don't place bets on uncertain odds. Let's say I have a good feeling about you. Whatever happened on Gorgon wasn't Mother's fault. I simply need the evidence to prove it. We're going to drag the truth, kicking and screaming, into the light. Even if it means bringing ruin and humiliation to Spacer's Choice. All the evidence I need should be in Mother's journal. You can find it in her office on Gorgon, in the heart of the old research facility.
Danger and corporate intrigue sounds like my kind of job.
I admire your enthusiasm. This manor has echoed with my ennui, and I can feel you breathing new life into the walls.
What the fuck is
When
an
you reach
ennui?
Gorgon, pack a weapon you trust. The corporate lockdown hasn't stopped the wilderness from squirming in through the cracks. I've never understood why, but Gorgon is teeming with marauders. They almost seem drawn to sorrow and misfortune. Then there's the test subjects, those who survived anyway. Ravenous creatures left behind like so much salvage.
Seeing that I end the FTO phase around the time that it comes out, I'll get my own work schedule, since I'm pretty much matched with his. I'm just gonna get swamped with shifts. Yeah, I'm really I'm really not even sure what type of person, other than like people living on welfare in their mother's basement, you know, or like collecting disability or something. I don't understand who is going to be able to get through Starfield. Like, with how much content is there, that's what I'm really worried about, because obviously I'm gonna play it and I'm interested in playing it and I'd love to do a review for it, but it just seems like there's so much fucking content to that game that it really scares me to think about how long it would take to complete it. You know? It seems absurd how much content there is.
I told him everything I've told you. Just the facts. Maybe a couple of harmless embellishments. Why? It's sure to be 100% with that attitude. Still, you're smart to ask. Lucky spent most of our time together spinning a pistol around his index finger. Not sure he listened to any of my advice.
More bravado than talent, huh? I know the type.
He had an aura of rugged individualism that was quite charming. Not that it helped him in the end. But you won't let me down, will you, Captain? That's the spirit. There's a little saloon near Gorgon's landing pad, the Sprat Shack.
Ew.
Lucky was renting a room, so if you want to follow his trail, that would be the place to start.
I think I've heard of that place. Cheap whiskey, rough crowd. You'll love it.
Ought to stop in and taste the local flavor.
Just so we understand each other, money is no object. I'm willing to squander the family fortune if you get me what I want. Between your payment and any salvage you happen across, you'll walk away from this rich enough to buy a mansion of your own. How does that sound?
Like, you're probably gonna die, so I won't be able to get any of this money. That's usually how this shit works.
A consummate professional. That shouldn't be a problem. Here's your nav key, Captain. Safe travels. A word of advice before you go, Captain. Trust no one. Mother's office is in the heart of the Gorgon facility. You're free to salvage anything that isn't nailed down. I only want what's mine.
Salvage rights and a paycheck? This is almost too good to be true.
It's not theft if she's giving us permission.
It's a problem. It does seem too good to be true, doesn't it? It really does. Almost like it is. Dating. Dating.
Nicely done.
Dear Wilhelmina, I hope this letter finds you well. No, it's too stilted. It sounds like I'm writing to request a loan. Dearest Wilhelmina, I regret to tell you. Oh, no, that's worse. When have I ever called her dearest? She's my daughter. This should be easy. How can a mother not know how to talk to her own daughter? My love, I can no longer... For your safety, I must... Oh, hell. Even if she despises me for what I had to do, I should still be able to say goodbye. Minnie, I have to leave, and I don't intend to come back. I love you. I'm so sorry.
Got some family drama. Dearest mother and father, pace the halls of this gilded cage long enough. Since you won't permit me to help the family business, I'm leaving to start a business of my own. Am I too young for such ambitions? Perhaps, but that is the risk you take when you fashion a daughter in your image. Byzantium will welcome me with open arms. Won't that be a new sensation? If I ever return, it'll be to claim my rightful spot at the head of this family. Base. Based and Gunga pilled. Should we hop over to some battle bit? Got Chris and Logan playing some battle bit right now. Could hop over to some battle bit. I'm also kind of thinking about taking a nap. This caffeine withdrawal.
We are now in orbit of Earth orbit.
I need to find somewhere to sell shit. Actually, let's go sell some shit real quick. John Breaker loves me. We'll go there.
The groundbreaker has approved our request.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see how much content is actually in Starfield. I mean, I have no doubt that it's gonna be a lot. Oh yeah, grows in power the closer you are to death, just like a real doctor. Oh, 500 a bottle, and I have 21 bottles. 10k. Cha-ching. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, will you talk like that? You make a bullet man. Uh-oh. Okay, good. That's all the one that I use. Crash out soon too. Kenzie probably won't be here for a bit since she's bathing Leo. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, nap does sound very nice. God, I have so much shit to fucking sell. Name at the name, I hip don't lay, I'm trying to build it, man. Da-dee-da, da-doo-da. Baby, Shakira, Shakira. Just selling a ton of shit here. This gun sucks. It only sells for 25. I don't blame them. It sucks. It fucking sucks. Ooh, another 4 a.m. Oofy. Oofy, ouchie. We did it. We really did it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there. I mean, we got some good progress, right? We finally finished the one DLC. We're on the final DLC, and then we'll be on like the final mission. I think it's a good spot to call it. We have 2 days and 6 hours played. It was like what, 54 hours? It's quite a bit. That's quite a bit, and we're still going. It's crazy. But anyway, thanks for stopping by, everybody. Have a good one. Bye bye.